stage. That's where the intimidation from the other schools, especially when you speak with some of the contestants, they say Kumasi has the euphoria.
Apologies, I had to cut in that very interesting conversation, but you heard my colleague talk about Keta SHS. Well, their competition is just about starting between Tamale SHS, St. Augustine's College, and Keta Senior High School, going into the quarterfinals with 70 points. Will they do it again? Will they upset the other schools? Well, only time will tell. Let me take you to Kumasi now.
In that same big goal, in the Lord's grace, we'll be able to cross through this contest peacefully.
All right, but permit me to share one interesting story from the West Africa competition. Yes, it was in 2007, and the Ghana champions were St. Augustine's College. So they represented Ghana against Nigeria. I remember the very first contest. When we got to the last round, the riddles, all riddles solved by the St. Augustine's team. Then I was a quiz mistress. I was about to close the contest when the Nigerian contestant said to me, "Oga, now bring ours." Meaning, oh yeah, bring ours. Meaning they didn't understand that the riddle was for everybody. Those were happy days. I hope we get to do West Africa again. Best wishes for this contest.
Thank you, madam.
Tamale Senior High School is represented by
Senior Abdul final year.
Isaac Wallace and Lobo.
You're welcome, gentlemen. How are you? Yes, Tamale, you have been a fixture in our competition over the 30 years. Do you have any stories you want to relate to us? No. What about you yourself? What's your experience with the NSMQ?
Yeah, the NSMQ, it helped me so much, especially in my WASI, because we've learned so much, and the WASI was just easy for us, and that's a good thing.
All right, and you?
It helped build my confidence. First, I was bashful, but now through the NSMQ, I think I'm developing some confidence.
Okay, yes. Talking about confidence, I remember one of your contestants, Zuwera. Yes, Tamale. And other contestants that come here with a lot of confidence. They say they are lions, they are about to devour antelopes. So it's been a happy 30 years, right? And many good memories from Tamale as well. Best wishes for this contest.
Thank you.
Keta Senior High Technical School is represented by
Atiku Courage, Pedro Nelson.
You're welcome, gentlemen. How are you?
We are blessed and highly favored.
Good. So 30 years of NSMQ. And Keta has also been a presence over these years. Yes. Yes. Any stories from Keta about the NSMQ?
No story.
You don't want to talk about any stories?
No, madam.
Oh. But you have a very good history with the National Science and Math quiz. I remember the early days when we used to do the competition at the end block of University of Ghana. I remember one of your contestants, specifically, she was called Olivia. Yes. Yes, she was so passionate. I remember after one answer, I don't know whether it was excitement, she jumped up. I thought she had collapsed. Yes, I hope she's doing well. Have you kept in contact?
Yes.
You know her. My greetings to her.
Okay.
Okay. So I wish you well.
Thank you.
Okay.
Like becoming an entrepreneur aside academics is never going to be possible when you're in school. Mainly because we feel that we are young and we don't have the resources and the guts to be one.
But if you believe in yourself and you have the passion to become an entrepreneur, then you already are.
Staying ahead in a highly competitive environment requires applying creativity and innovation to every aspect of your journey to becoming an entrepreneur.
Presently, entrepreneurship is driven by creativity and innovation to attain business objectives.
The explosion in technology, business, entrepreneurship, and consumption in this new era is as a result of the ongoing application of innovation.
Milton Bell once said, "If opportunity doesn't knock, build a door."
So, if you are ready to be an entrepreneur, Heritage Christian College is ready for you.
Heritage Christian College moves you from a wantrepreneur to become an entrepreneur.
Gentlemen, all of the questions are to be attempted once only. Best wishes to all three schools. I will start with Keta. However, I have a preamble to all three schools, and then I think you will require about 30 seconds of time to do this first set. So the preamble is, a ball is projected vertically up with a speed of 20 meters per second. Find at what times it is at a height of h above the point of projection given, and please take note that g is equal to 10 meters per second squared. Please, did you get your preamble? One more time. A ball is projected vertically up with a speed of 20 meters per second. Find at what times it is at a height of h above the point of projection given, and you are to take g to be 10 meters per second squared. So now, Keta, h for you is 15 meters. Nelson.
Okay. At t equal to 3 seconds and t equal to 1 second.
You are right. Tamale with the same preamble. H is 20 meters. Labo?
To be at rest, T is equal to 1 second.
That's incorrect. Yes, Nelson.
At T equal to 2 seconds.
Yes. With the same preamble, St. Augustine's. H is 10 meters. Yes, Joshua?
At T is equal to 2 plus root 2 seconds. And at T is equal to 2 minus root 2 seconds.
You are right. Next set 30 seconds with a preamble to all schools. Preamble. A simple pendulum with an initially stationary bob of mass mb is struck by and traps an object of mass m. The bob swinging to a height h above its rest position. Find h given that, I hope you got the preamble one more time. A simple pendulum with an initially stationary bob of mass mb is struck by and traps an object of mass m. The bob swinging to a height h above its rest position. Find h given that, so Keta, mb is equal to 45 grams, m is 0.50 gram, the speed of the object is 240 meters per second, and the pendulum length is 2.0 meters. Nelson.
Okay. It is 1.7 by 10 exponent negative 2 meters.
That's incorrect for a bonus. I'll hold on to that answer for a moment. With the same preamble, Tamale, MB is equal to 64 grams. M is equal to 0.40 gram. The speed of the object is 250 meters per second, and the pendulum length is 2.5 meters. Labo.
31 meters. 31 meters.
That's incorrect. Bonus or... Okay, I'm holding on to that answer as well. St. Augustine's with the same preamble. MB is 48 grams. M is 0.60 gram. The speed of the object is 150 meters per second. And the pendulum length is 1.0 meter. Yes, Enoch?
We have 15 meters.
That's incorrect. For a bonus. All right, your answers. Keta, yours was 0.35 meter. Tamale, yours was 0.12 meter. And then St. Augustine's, yours was 0.17 meter. All right, next set. Preamble to all schools. Preamble. Identify the oxidizing or reducing agent in the given reaction and provide a justifiable reason for your choice. I hope you got the preamble. Identify the oxidizing or reducing agent in the given reaction and provide a justifiable reason for your choice. My key word is justifiable. All right, so now Keta. Reducing agent in the reaction, ClO3 minus plus SO3 2 minus going to Cl minus plus SO4 2 minus. Yes, Nelson?
The reducing agent is SO3 2 minus, and this is because the oxidation state of sulfur in SO3 2 minus has increased from +4 to +6 in SO4 2 minus.
Well done. Tamale with the same preamble. Reducing agent in the reaction, Cl2O7 2 minus plus CH3OH going to Cr3 plus CO2. Yes, Labo?
The reducing agent is CH3OH, and this is because the oxidation state of carbon in CH3OH has increased from -2 to +4 in CO2.
Well done. St. Augustine's with the same preamble. Oxidizing agent in the reaction, Cu plus HNO3 going to Cu NO3 in brackets subscript 2 plus NO2 plus H2O. Yes, Joshua.
The oxidizing agent is HNO3, and this is because the oxidation state of the nitrogen in HNO3 is positive 5, and it has been reduced to NO2. And this NO2 has the nitrogen having an oxidation number of +4.
You are right. Well done. Next set 10 seconds with a preamble to all schools. With respect to migration of fish, mention the name given to the following types of fish. So when I get to you, I'll give you a type of fish, some description of some type of fish. And we are talking about the type of migration, the name given to the type of fish regarding migration. Is that okay? All right. So, Keta, fish that migrate from freshwater to the sea or vice versa, but not for the purpose of breeding. Yes, courage.
Amphidromous species.
Yes. Tamale, fish whose migrations occur wholly within freshwater. Labo.
Bony fish.
No, for a bonus. All right, I'm going to hold on to it. And then St. Augustine's with the same preamble. Fish that live and migrate wholly in the sea. Yes, Joshua?
Amphисodic fish.
Hey. No, for a bonus. Bonus. Okay, these ones are interesting. Oh. So the amphidromous you heard about from Keta, yours was potamodromous. Yes, potamodromous fish. So these are the fish whose migration occur wholly within fresh water. Have you learned something? Okay. And then St. Augustine's, the fish that live and migrate wholly in the sea, they deal with sea only. They are called oceanodromous. Oceanodromous fish. Okay. All right, next set 30 seconds with a preamble to all schools. Preamble. How many liters of water should be, that's the preamble. I hope you got this one. It was very short. So, Keta, added to 30 liters of a 14% salt solution to dilute it to a 10% solution. Nelson.
12 liters.
Yes. Tamale with the same preamble. Evaporated from 60 liters of a 10% salt solution in order to obtain a 15% salt solution. Yes, Labo.
20 liters.
Yes. With the same preamble, added to 48 liters of a 20% salt solution to dilute it to a 15% salt solution. Yes, Enoch.
16 liters.
Yes. Next set, 30 seconds. Keta, find the magnitude of the magnetic flux density, 0.25 meter from a long straight wire in which a 3.0 ampere current flows. Nelson?
2.4 microtesla.
Yes. Tamale. Find the distance from a long straight wire carrying a current of 5.0 amperes at which the magnitude of the magnetic flux density it produces is 25 microtesla. Labo?
0.040 meters.
Yes. St. Augustine's. Find the distance from a long straight wire carrying a current of 12 amperes at which the magnitude of the magnetic flux density it produces is 160 microtesla. Enoch?
15 millimeters. 15 millimeters.
Yes. Next set, preamble to all schools. Preamble. Give the systematic name of the products formed in the given reaction, if any. Assume that the reaction takes place under gentle heating. Did you get your preamble? Good. So, Keta, propanoic acid and butanol react in the presence of an inorganic acid. Yes, courage.
Butyl propanoate and water.
Yes. Tamale. Pentyl methanoate reacts with dilute inorganic acid. Yes, Labo.
Methanoic acid and pentanol.
Yes. St. Augustine's. Ethyl propanoate reacts with sodium hydroxide solution. Joshua?
Ethanamide and propanoic acid.
That's incorrect. Yes, courage.
Ethanol and sodium propanoate.
Yes. seconds. Keta, what name is given to seeds which can survive drying and or freezing during ex situ conservation? Courage.
Okay, they are dormant seeds.
That's incorrect for a bonus. They are called orthodox seeds. Tamale, state the collective name of the techniques of breeding crops to obtain high levels of vitamins, minerals, proteins, and healthy fat to improve public health. Yes, Abdul.
Tissue culture.
No. For a bonus. It's biofortification. St. Augustine's, what name is given to the process of choosing only homozygous plants for further cultivation? Enoch?
Artificial selection.
No, for a bonus. Yes, go ahead, Courage.
Breeding.
No, I'm not accepting that. This is pure line selection. All right, next set, 30 seconds with a preamble to all schools. Preamble. Find the solution set of the compound inequality. Did you get your preamble? Find the solution set of the compound inequality. All right. Keta, 2x minus 1 less than 15 less than 3 plus 6x. Yes, Courage.
Okay, the solution set is the set containing x such that x is a real number where x is less than 8 or x is greater than -2.
That's incorrect. Go on. Yes.
Okay. The solution set is a set containing x such that 2 less than x less than 8.
Yes. Now your major question with the same preamble. 3x plus 5 less than 23 less than 5x plus 3. Yes, Labo.
The solution set is a set containing x such that 4 less than x less than 6.
You are right. preamble, St. Augustine's 5x minus 12 less than 13 less than 2x plus 17. Yes, Enoch.
The solution set is x is such that -2 less than x less than 5.
Yes. "30 seconds with a preamble to all schools." Preamble. A microscope has an objective lens of focal length 8 millimeters and a tube length of 160 millimeters. Did you get your preamble? Yes, you did. All right. So, Keta, estimate the magnitude of the lateral magnification of the objective. Courage.
-20.
That's incorrect. Who rang? Yes, go ahead.
-0.05.
No. Okay, I'll hold on to the answer for a moment. With the same preamble, Tamale, find the optical power of the objective. Labo?
125 diopters.
Yes. With the same preamble, St. Augustine's, estimate the magnitude of the magnification of the microscope when a 10x eyepiece is used. Enoch.
0.5.
That's incorrect. Yes. Labo.
200.
200. Okay, so your answer, Keta, your question, the answer was 20x. I was asking for magnitude and you were giving me negative values. I was surprised. All right. Next set, 30 seconds with a preamble to all schools. The preamble is very short. Given that Faraday's constant is 96,500 coulomb per mole, that's the preamble. Keta, calculate the current needed to deposit 0.254 gram of copper from copper 1 nitrate in 77.2 seconds. Atomic mass for copper is 63.5 gram per mole. Who rang? Yes. Go ahead.
What does it? 5.00 ampere.
Yes. With the same preamble. With the same preamble, Tamale. Calculate the mass of gold deposited at the cathode during the electrolysis of gold-3 nitrate solution if a current of 5.00 ampere is applied for 193 seconds. Atomic mass for gold is 197 gram per mole. Labo.
0.657 grams.
That's incorrect. For bonus. The right answer is 5.91 grams. St. Augustine's with the same preamble. Calculate the volume of bromine gas produced at STP when a current of 300 milliampere is passed through molten potassium bromide for 8 hours. Atomic mass for bromine is 80 gram per mole. Yes, Joshua.
44.8 dm cube.
That's incorrect. For bonus. The right answer is 1 decimeter cubed. Set of questions for the round. You only require 10 seconds. Keta, why are haploid cells preferred in breeding programs? Courage.
Okay. Haploid cells are preferred in breeding programs. This is because in haploid cells, there are no crossing over. Thus, they have only one set of the chromosomes, and hence no crossing over, and so a particular character is able to be maintained during the breeding program, which is desirable for the breeder, so that certain desirable characters of plants are maintained or animals are maintained. And also in the haploid,
That's incorrect. For bonus. Okay. So they only contain one set of chromosomes, so recessive characters get expressed rather frequently because dominant characters do not mask their expression. Please, have you got that? Okay. All right. Tamale, why is it that plants whose pulp is of commercial importance are generally propagated by vegetative means. For a bonus. Okay. This is to maintain the pulp quality. So the offsprings that are produced are practically clones of their parent plants. So if there are some favorable traits, they continue to pass down this information, right? So that's the reason why. Last one for the round, St. Augustine's. How is a callus made useful in plant breeding using tissue culture? Yes, Joshua?
So the callus can be used, and this is because it contains some amount of meristematic tissue, and this meristematic tissue can be used in order to grow plants or certain plants, since they can be able to differentiate into different types of cells in order to form the plant body and form certain cells during at the time of need of the plant which needs the cells.
Yes. That's the end of the first round.
Let us tell you the truth, it's not the magic that make your dream come true. It makes you achieve, but it's your hard work and your persistence. That's the way you will succeed. Dream the big goal, get up and do the road. But it's a long way to go. Whoa, Vitamin Milk will help you walk the extra mile. If you don't have enough energy when you find yourself lost and weary, don't worry. Vitamin Milk will boost you up with goodness. If your stomach is empty, eat up, come on. Eat up, come on. We wanna see you happy. Let us be your fill. Let us be your strength. Vitamin Milk, Vitamin Milk, Vitamin Milk, let us be your friend.
This advert is FDA approved.
Ohima, no be taking number first. By you. You have to say take the number give me.
Guys, now I'm tired. I'll go on a date with whoever gets here first.
Princess, really? Okay, I dey come.
Shut up!
Mame, feel me talk mama wati. Boss, fill my tank with Super XP Ron 95.
Well up with Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP high performance products from Goyle.
Sorry, Tony got here first, so I'm stepping with him.
Oh, cut him. Hey, go for mami.
Choose Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP for an energizing driving experience. Always go for Goyle Super XP Ron 95. Goyle, good energy.
Goyle is good energy.
Who took part in the elections, and it was Mrs. Gifty Owari Mensah. In terms of gender, inclusivity, what do you make of it?
I mean, it's a shame. And it only means that we need to work harder. And guess what? We've even been able to achieve this because through legislation, we've decided that it's only women who can vie for this position. But even when it comes to women's football, you see that about 99% of the owners of the clubs are male. And a lot of people who even work in that part of the industry are male. And so if we had even opened it up, I'm sure that maybe a woman could not even have come through. And so you would even realize that as part of even deepening this, in the reforms that we have embarked on with respect to our statutes, we're even looking at make some changes, bringing in the position of a second vice and letting that position be just for a woman. And so we're trying. What we need to do is that we need to perhaps be a bit more deliberate. Same way that deliberate act is brought a woman at all cost onto the ESCO, maybe we need to do a lot more and to try and get a lot more women to contest and the other constituents. So you're talking about Premier, Division 1, RFA, the constituent bodies. I mean, we need to try and encourage a lot more women to get involved and also to put themselves up for elections. Yes.
That's your sports for now. We do have more sports stories on myjoyonline.com. Aisha Ibrahim is standing by with the rest of the news.
Of course, two sisters, Jessica and Sylvia, are proud carpenters. They started practicing the profession by default, but today are very excited at their choice to save a family business, EduCrafts Furniture. I tell their journey on today's story of hope by first interviewing their father, Enoch Edu Teko.
Even before he completed secondary school, Enoch Edu Teko knew the exact career to pursue, woodworks. And he had the support of his parents. So at age 19, he carved his first works, a serving tray and cabinet.
I actually started practicing immediately I finished school when I was 19 years. And my first place of work was Transaco Furniture Limited. I worked there for a year and I decided to start something on my own. I started my own business under a mango tree. And then I didn't have most of the tools. So I was just producing serving trays, wooden serving trays, and the sales was good. So that's what I did. And I was able to get most of the required tools to start the business. So the interest developed. And that was enough motivation for me, you know, and I was able to gather a little funds, and then we started in like uncompleted house, a shed, and then finally we migrated to this current place at Oyarifa.
With over 3 decades experience, Mr. Teko has happily and freely trained over 400 youths and students with the skills gained.
As I'm talking to you, there are 5 university students right here, you know, doing their attachment, some doing internship. So sometimes when I look back, I pray to God to give me the strength, me and my team, so that we can help the up and coming.
Transitioning into the technology space, however, needed extra hands. That's how Mr. Teko's daughters came on board.
When my daughter came back from school, she started bringing some new laws that anything that comes from the factory should come to her for approval. Then I said, hey, then maybe this school will impact positively on this business.
But then what about this technology and social media aspect? How have they helped you with that?
Yeah, it's been great. They are handling that. I wouldn't have done that on my own. So now I'm able to go to the schools and teach. I've trained over 300.
Sylvia, the female carpenter, shares her motivation for joining her father.
I met a client at a book launch, and then when I mentioned my name, he was like, are you related to EduCrafts? And I said, yes, I was his daughter. And he's like, hey, then you have to go and work for your father. And I was wondering why. He's like, because the East Legon branch is a mess. A few days I went to the showroom, went to see for myself what this client was talking about, and I realized that it was true. And I decided to, come in and help. I also had an art background from Ibri Girls. I did visual art. So I came in with the notion of design. So that was my approach.
And I used to work with the bank and an insurance company later on in life.
Her sister, Jessica, then explored a new venture when clients began to demand for them.
With time, the customers kept coming back for more. They kept asking, oh, if you provide us with bed, can you have someone help me with my setup? Can you help someone, give me curtains here and there? And I was like, oh, okay, so then there's a gap.
Yeah.
So why don't I make this an easy shopping experience for the clients? So then I came up with, okay, EduCrafts curtains. I could actually do this and make the drapery such that it's nice to fit the aesthetics of the client's space.
100 pupils of Lejokuku cluster of schools in the Lejokuku municipality have received free eye screening from Robert & Sons Limited as part of their corporate social responsibility. There's more in this report.
Roberts and Sons Limited in 2021 launched the Vision for Life charity project to support sustainable vision programs comprising vision awareness creation, eye screening, providing treatment, and eyeglasses for both young and old at zero cost. This year, Roberts and Sons, in collaboration with the Municipal Education Directorate, is providing eye screening for 100 pupils and teachers of the Lejokuku cluster of schools. The business development manager of Robert & Sons said their vision and mission for this is to eliminate poor vision and its lifelong consequences and provide underprivileged people the opportunity to live a better life through a better sight.
It is one of Robert & Sons' largest strategic giving programs dedicated to eliminating uncorrected refractive errors in our country. This year, Robert & Sons, in collaboration with the Lejokuku Municipal Education Directorate, is providing this service under the theme 33 years of vision care, giving hope and future to children with special needs. We are here this morning with our team of staff and doctors to screen 100 pupils of the Directorate from ages 7 to 15, drawn from various schools within the municipality. We will provide eyeglasses and drugs to those who may be in need for free. And free means absolutely free.
And as I wrap up the bulletin this afternoon, my name is Aisha Ibrahim. Log on to myjournline.com. There's more of the news and developing stories. Enjoy the rest of our programs.
This is Connect Africa with me, Blessed Sugan. Welcome to our program. We have updates on the elections taking place in Sierra Leone.
There had been some attack around the opposition's office, and this was because they prematurely announced results, which both parties technically did.
And what is the cost of political unrest in the West Africa sub-region?
The preponderance of illicit activities resulting from easy access to small arms is causing a lot of havoc across the region.
5 countries. How are you going to work with them?
It is one of the few cases where we have the countries themselves agreeing to do it and calling on ECOWAS to act on their behalf.
There is a DNA testing, the process of DNA of 17 students who were banned beyond recognition. So at the moment, there is some uncertainty. Some of the parents think, hey, is my kid part of those that were banned beyond recognition, the 17?
Every human being has the right to a livable world. And to secure that livable world, all the rich nations and all the international financial organizations must transform the standard of doing business.
Let me see.
Mankene numwetishi.
team will again be in action on Tuesday night against the men's national team of the United States of America. In the Ghana Premier League, Kumasi Asante Kotoko won back-to-back matches. They defeated Mediana Stars by 1-0, and it appears Prosper Nathan Ogum has found his voice speaking big. He says that his boys are gradually finding their confidence. There were also lots of other international friendlies that were played. We have there's also the Manchester United takeover. I don't know what Daniel Cranton will make of all this. I've seen a tweet from Christopher Nimley, who already says that he's going to denounce himself as a Manchester United fan if Rick Life decides to buy shares within Manchester United. So tonight on Sports Zone, we have a lot to talk about. So you would have to stay with us here. This show is proudly brought to you by your friend is simple. It's kind of friend saying, pride bet, eh? Pride bet. Do you know how to bet? Why are you laughing?
Read the teenage story.
So with 1 CDs and a dream bet code for weekday games, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday games, log into Pride Bet and click on Bet Slip. If you don't have Pride Bet account, register now. In the Bet Slip, enter the code 226G8. Stake 1 Ghana cedis and stand a chance to win over 20,000 Ghana cedis. So simply register with Pride Bet and get to enter the free daily sports quiz to win 25,000 Ghana cedis every single day. And what are you waiting for? Visit pridebet.com.gh now to play. All new players also get 100% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bra Yendi Agro hair. And I give me me catchy, correct. Pride Bet. Why you laughing about that? Who teach you, Anna? Teach you. What call I don't teach you? And also, Hunters, they say that introducing Hunters Real Apple Cider, a crisp and refreshing beverage that's perfect for any occasion. Made from hand-picked apples and crafted using traditional techniques, Hunter's Real Apple Cider is bursting with natural apple flavors and a hint in sweetness. Unlike other ciders, Hunter's Real Apple Cider is made from 100% pure apple juice with no other sugar or artificial flavors. Whether you are looking for a chilled, refreshing drink on a hot, sunny day or warming beverage during the cold months, Hunter's Real Apple Cider is a perfect choice. Enjoy it on its own or pair it with your favorite meal for a delicious and satisfying experience. Experience the true taste of real apples in every sip with Hunter's Real Apple Cider. Hunter's Apple Cider, it is got real apples, another quality product by Casapego. For more purchase, you call on 026-235-1251. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, I'll be introducing my guest, and we'll also be getting into the conversation, talk about how the Black Stars suffered defeat. We might just touch on other off-field issues that has to do with one of our colleagues who was reportedly attacked or physically assaulted in the USA before the friendly match against Mexico. We are back shortly. Welcome back. From that long break, we render an unqualified apology for going for that long break, but we are finally here to bring you a unraveled conversation of the Black Stars' defeat against Mexico, Kumasi Asante Kotoko back-to-back wins in the Ghana Premier League, and also Manchester United take over. Saudi billionaire says that he's no longer interested, so he has withdrawn. But Manchester United fans probably expected a Saudi takeover of the club because money was going to flow, billions was going to flow, but unfortunately, that's no longer going to happen. I can look at the face of Daniel Cranton and see a very disheartened Manchester United fan. Did you support the club?
I don't care. He's Qatari. He's not Saudi. He's Qatari. I don't care. If you buy, you should go.
So you still support Manchester United?
I support Ghana, Black Stars.
Show panel brought to you by Syntax. What is your preferred color of tank? Syntax has it. What guarantee do you want? Syntax has it. What kind of inner layer do you want? Double, triple, quadruple, as many inner layers as you want? Syntax has it too. So remember, no matter your water needs, Syntax has it. Syntax tank, strong, tough. We have over 300 agents nationwide. So to order a tank, you can call 0244 335168 or visit Syntax on social media at Syntax Ghana or shop online on www.syntax.com, gh.com to www.syntaxgh.com. Syntax, strong, tough. The usual faces that you see here every Monday night, Sicho is here. You're nodding your head.
Yeah, I'm here. Looking forward to it. Pleased to see. Thank you.
When I grow up, I want to look like you.
Oh, you're looking good as well.
Thank you. When I grow up, I want to look like this.
This one?
Yes.
I am bad.
Daniel, you look good with your boy.
I know.
So my opinion doesn't matter.
It's a fact you are stating.
Hey, Daddy, how are you?
I'm very well. Let's talk about Black Stars. Let's talk about Black Stars.
Okay, let's talk about Black Stars.
Yes.
Black Stars lost. What happened?
Relax. Calm down. Trust the process. It will get better.
He's talking like that boy who was preaching the National Science and Maths quiz. For the Egyptians you see today, you will see them no more.
Seriously, look.
On a more serious note, the Black Stars,
note.
because I watched that game, I watched the entire duration of that game, and I think in the early phases, the Black Stars were in there. In the second half, it appeared Ghana lost track of what the Mexicans were doing.
I enjoy friendlies like this against teams that are clearly superior. It's always very important to test your standard against teams that are obviously better than you. Yeah. The Black Stars are still in the building process. Let's understand that from, was it like 2019 AFCON, it's like a new phase of the Black Stars that we are seeing. We are seeing new players coming in. It's been changing coaches here and there. So it's obviously going to take time to reach the heights of previous years. We've been through this period before. Yeah. It's hard to accept because, especially with this current generation, we've been used to success in a certain degree. Yeah. So we are talking about AFCON semi-finals. What was it, 8-9 times in a row? Minimum was a semi-final at an AFCON. And when you go from that to you drop to round of 16's group stage exits, it's quite difficult to accept. But again, I'll say that we've been through this period before. If you remember, the AFCON 2000 where we co-hosted went out quarterfinals. After that, 2002 was another quarterfinals, and those time quarterfinals were straight after group stage, so technically it was round of 16 this time. And then you go to 2004, we didn't qualify at all. 2006, we got kicked out in the group stages. In fact, we finished bottom. Zimbabwe beat us in the last game. So, and then the following AFCON was the one at home. Then the semi-final streak started. Semi-finals, finals, semi-finals, finals. So when you are building, sometimes these things happen. You need to go down. You need to start from scratch. And I'll repeat it. Look, we have a very good head coach who has some pedigree on the international stage. When I say international stage, I'm talking about the Premier Leagues. He's been there. He's done that. And again, let's shift away from watching names on papers and expecting them to reproduce the sort of form that we see them do for their clubs. It's two completely different things. You are building a team. It's not a collection of players that you are putting together. And all the top teams that are winning competitions, the top teams that are going far in the AFCONs winning, they had time to go down and build a team. This Senegalese team wasn't built just, it's not by names, it's not just a collection of names, because those names were there, 8 years ago, they were not winning. Even beyond 8? Even beyond. They needed to take that time and work in that level of consistency. So for me, look, these things will take time. And it is always good to make your mistakes in friendlies like this. We all don't want the disaster of 2021 to happen again next AFCON. So there are certain things that we need to see. There are certain things that that need to be exposed in games like this for us to go forward and then correct them. So when we see things like that, it's just an opportunity. And again, you go back to the pedigree of the head coach. It's only a fool who sees something that is not working and something that has clearly been exposed and will go and repeat it. So once we've seen these basic mistakes, these sort of shortcomings, we expect that in future we can quickly address them before the AFCON. And again, look, Charlie, we are not in the state to win the AFCON. We are not. You don't go from group stage straight to the AFCON trophy. We are not in the state to win it. What we can do is to build on what we started. And I feel like
we've been building on for how long? No,
you see, there's a way to build, and the way to build involves consistency.
Are we building the right way?
I think we are building the right way. We have a nice young group of players infused with some experienced guys. We have a very good head coach. It will take time. It is not magic. It doesn't happen over time. And I always give this example. If you, Man U fans, Chelsea fans, you say they should give Ten Hag and Poch time. And these guys train with the players Monday to Friday every day, and they spend months in the job. If you calculate that against what the amount of time a national team coach has with his group, has maximum like 2 training sessions before a match, and he's played his fit or his sit game. Yeah. You don't expect to start seeing certain results by this time. It will take time. And if you are patient, there are so many examples that we can use. You can use a Senegal example. You can use an Algeria example. You can use a Morocco example. All these teams, it's not like Morocco were consistent for the last, 5-6 AFCONs and they were reaching the final 4. No, they went through a period and then they built and now they've come up on top. So if you want to get there, you have to prepare to sacrifice. And for me, personally, I'm prepared. For the people who are complaining about the style of football, we told you from the beginning, this is Chris Hughton. You don't expect Pep Guardiola to come and be playing like Chris Hughton or Jose Mourinho. You don't expect Mourinho to come and be playing like Pep Guardiola. Everybody on his philosophy. So start enjoying it because it's not going to get any.
Let me listen to Sicho now. And many people have said that since Chris Hughton took over the Black Stars coaching job, the Black Stars appear to be producing performances they say are very uninspiring.
They're stinkers. And the honeymoon for Chris Hughton is over. I mean, if you go back through the archives of this program, I said when he got the job that he needs time. But while he takes that time, we need to start seeing signs that there is progress. I don't see any sign. The team can't defend. There's no coordination. There's no cohesion. There's no style. Yeah, then he said, we know Chris Hughton. Minimum solidity at the back. Minimum defensive structure. Minimum difficult to break down. That isn't his team. I mean, Ghana is conceding almost every game that Chris Hughton has been at the helm. Ghana can't score goals. Forget about scoring goals. Ghana can't create chances under him. So if we are to be confident in what Chris Hughton is doing or what the new face of the Black Stars is, we need to start seeing the signs. We need to start going into games knowing that Ghana is a difficult team to crack. Ghana is a difficult team for people to beat. We need to start going into games knowing that maybe we don't have strikers to take chances, but we are creating those chances. We walk away from games without shots on targets, 2 shots on target, 2 shots all off target, 1 scrappy goal, conceding goals against Central African Republic, Angola, conceding goals against, and that is a genuine concern because I tell you, we've got an AFCON in January. Yeah. And when you're the national team coach of Ghana, there is no excuse about, yeah, you were out in the last AFCON in the group stage, so don't expect magic. No, it is Ghana. So we expect to see a certain level of performance, and this level is way below what Ghanaians expect. I know Chris has been here for 6, but we should at least by now be seeing signs that, all right, so last year if you watch Ghana play, we couldn't do A, but now it looks like we can do A. So let's give it time so that it develops into B. What Otoado's team produced is not very different from what Chris Hughton's team is producing. Let's nobody lie to us. The performances we saw, lethargic performances we saw under Otoado, and before Otto under Milo, it's not very different from what you've seen under Chris. And that is why it's worrying. Because nobody can question the credentials of Chris. So what then is the problem? Right? That is the genuine problem now, because we've got very good players, I think, to be performing better than what we do perform. And that is where my concern is. We know we have problems with goal scoring, but we know we've got, defenders. I mean, even if you don't have them, set up your team in a way that is difficult for Mexico to score against. But look at the 2 goals Mexico scored. They were not necessarily well-read goals. Yeah. Poor defending, poor structure, and that is coaching. When the structure is not good, every single player, no matter how brilliant they are, look average. So we have an average Mohamed Kudus in the Ghanaian shirt. We have an average player in Pate in the Ghanaian shirt. We have an average player perhaps sometimes in Jordan in the Ghanaian shirt. But when they turn up at their clubs, they are not average. So the coach, they are. So the coach needs to find a structure that gives us confidence that we are building on something. He's been here for 6-7 games, and every single game has been a struggle. There hasn't been one single game that I would watch and say, quite clearly, the team was very, very on the same page at all levels. We could build that from the back through midfield, or we could sustain pressure. We defend well in this group, in this phase, in this shape. These are patterns. We've got no patterns when you're attacking. We've got absolutely no clear plan. We have no clue when you're on the ball. And I'm not trying to be harsh on Chris. I'm not saying Chris is not a good coach. He is. But quite clearly, whatever he's trying to pass down to the players is not sinking in. And that is why he has to up his game. And for me, his honeymoon is over. The time for us to give him time was in his first game, second game, third game. Now we need to see a coach who has had some time with the squad, has a fair idea of how he wants his team to play. And we can lose games, I'm okay. It's a friendly game. We can lose games, it's fine. We can lose a game by 2.
You can't even win every game.
Yes, but when we are losing, we still need to know exactly what we were trying to do in that game. So that we can say that, okay, this is how the team plays, and this is how the team has played in the last 3 outings, but this is how we lost. We absolutely have no clue how the Black Stars want to play under this coach or under the previous coaches before him. And that is where my worry is. I don't think we are making progress.
So Chris doesn't inspire any kind of confidence. That's basically what you're saying.
No, I'm saying Chris is a great manager, but I'm saying that before him, the team was playing almost similar.
No, I get that.
Chris hasn't taken the team to another level.
Yeah.
But how is he going to take the team to another level, or how are we going to see the team perform to a consistent level under head coaches when the average lifespan of the coach in the team is what, 9 months, 6? Otuado came, he didn't spend a year.
I'm not asking for player performance. I'm looking for
that's understandable.
The sign. I need to see even under
Otuado, there were certain things you could clearly see that he wanted to do. Mm-hmm. There were certain things. They were very clear. Against Nigeria, when you and I were at the Moshood Abiola Stadium in Abuja, when he set up his team, you could clearly tell that this was a man who was not willing to concede. It was clear. And there's
no shame in that, because Nigeria would have hurt us if we went there to be expansive. Yeah. If we're going to play against Mexico on a venue where they are very comfortable, I mean, Mexico are used to AstroTurfs or half grass, half artificial pitches. You don't go and open up and play the way you played, especially when you have some of your best players around. What was he trying to achieve? Whatever he was trying to achieve, we didn't see the signs because we couldn't put anything together. And even for
is that because you are looking at it from what you wanted to see?
No.
Because if you are looking at it from the defensive point of view, especially in that first half, you can't tell me you didn't see that we were compact enough. We limited them in terms of creating chances. It's the second half that everything went downhill. So if it's about what you wanted to see, I think you can see. Maybe you wanted to see it in a sustained period of time and you didn't see that. But I don't think it is fair to say you didn't see anything.
Honestly, the first time, I don't think it was down to Ghana necessarily stopping Mexico from playing. In that first time, Mexico were poor as well. It's not like they were covering us open and we were cutting out passes. We were defending in a way that we could. We were not. Mexico were in that first half were a bit slow, and that's the problem I have with the Ghanaian team. Any team that moves the ball a bit quicker, we have no answers. And when Mexico started moving the ball a bit quicker, it was in the first half. I didn't see Mexico trying so hard to break us down, and we're so good in defending. I tell you what, in that game against Portugal in that first half at the World Cup, that is what I think. That it's a structure that completely nullifies the opposition. I didn't see that in the game against Mexico. And once Mexico got off a bit faster in that second half, we couldn't cope. It was the same structure, almost the same team and everything. Of course, change of personnel, somewhere around 60-something minutes. But my point simply is, I've not seen enough progress. What's the difference between the team that went out of the game against Comoros at the AFCON, the way they played in that AFCON, and the way the team plays this now? You can't tell me you've seen significant progress. And we are talking about 2021 and the end.
I am also the Dean of the School of Engineering Sciences, University of Ghana. Thank you. Now let's meet the contestants. Infant Sapim School is represented by
A.G. Godwin. Christiana Makume Sayeboa.
You're most welcome, gentlemen. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
You heard me announce that this is our 30th anniversary. How long have you been following the National Science and Math Quiz?